Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Hey everybody, before we get into today's unboxing video, I have to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Skillshare. If you're not familiar with Skillshare, it is an online platform to enhance your skills, your creativity, and just basically it's kind of a fun experience and fun way to learn new things. In fact, Melissa has been using Skillshare for quite some time. Let's go over and chat with Melissa and see what she's been doing on it. What's funny is that Skillshare asked us if we do a sponsored video, and you already have been using them for like years.
This is probably one of the most excited times I have been able to work with somebody because I already legitimately use their product. Not their product, their classes.
It's funny because I remember you and Abigail were like dancing around and singing Spanish, and I didn't realize you learned that on Skillshare.
Yeah, it's amazing. I started with, I think it was like a free month to see if I liked it. They have like no obligation other than when you use it, of course. It's fantastic. So I pulled up my watch history.
Is this what you've been looking at?
You guys, this is getting up and personal with what I actually am looking at. Productivity Masterclass. Some of these I'm going over again. This is what Abigail and I are working on.
Spanish for beginners?
Spanish for beginners.
Yeah.
Right now I know how to ask for a Coca-Cola and a coffee.
And how do you ask for a Coca-Cola and a coffee?
Me pone un café, por favor.
Yeah, see, well, you learned something. And if you're watching at home too, you can log into Skillshare and find some great classes to take. You could learn to organize workflow, maximum productivity, filmmaking for content creators.
Oh, they have so many. Let me just show you. I actually really love this platform. It is amazing.
I guess Steven uses it for school too.
Yeah.
He was telling me he was really excited too.
These are kind of the different things that you can go into, but there's a ton of different, I like it for film and video as well to help with my YouTubes.
Your YouTube videos. It's really neat. And the big bonus is that for people, the first 1,000 people to use our special code, which is Curiosity Incorporated, get 1 month free trial. So they can try it out too for themselves, and maybe you can learn how to ask for a Coca-Cola in Spanish like Melissa has.
So the difference though, what I liked about Skillshare is that you can go online and find a lot of things that you can learn. With these, it's a lot more in depth. They have a lot of different classes that you can take. Not only that, you have the ability to talk to the person that's given you the class as well as other students that are in the class with you. So that's the difference. You have a very much, a very one-on-one interactive experience. I love it. I tried it out with somebody that I actually follow on YouTube, and I saw that she had done a Skillshare. I got way more from the Skillshare video than just going online. So I'm glad I'm in it.
I'm glad you are too. Remember, go to Skillshare.com and enter Curiosity Incorporated for your 1 month free trial. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. It is early spring, which means it's garage sale season. I have been out pretty much all this morning looking for things to buy. Now, I went to 2 garage sales and I found some real treasures, and I've got one more to go to. So I'm gonna do a little bombing around today, see what kind of treasures I can find, and then I guess I'll do a little unveiling and show you what deals I got, what I think it's worth, and then hopefully there's some good margin left at the end of the day for when we go to resell this stuff. So follow along on today's adventure while I hit up some yard sales. Okay, stop 1 is complete, and folks, I hit the jackpot, so to speak anyway. Let me show you some of the things that I got. First, when I walked right in the garage, first thing I saw was the 1970s Barbie Friendship, and priced at a whopping $2. And that's $2 Canadian. That's like $1.50 US. But look at it, it's complete. It's got all accessories. There's Barbies in here. There's all kinds of dolls in there. So it's actually like a whole set of stuff. I don't know if the tail fin's in here. I don't see it, but anyway, for $2, that's a good price. This would date to probably like the mid 1970s. Retail on that's probably gonna be like about $75 or $80 around here. I think that's about what I got for the last one. So that was a good investment. The other thing was this big bag of Fisher-Price Little People, and they're the old ones. See, they're wooden base. Those would be from like the late 60s, early 70s. We've got the airport, don't have the airplane for it, but the price, $1. Who's gonna complain? Oh, and of course you can't pass up a Pyrex bowl for $2. So I got this nice Pyrex dish as well. A few really good finds so far, and this was just the beginning of it. Wait till you see what I got in the trunk. First thing, an original 1970s Simon game. You remember being frustrated by this as a child? Well, I found one of these in original box and everything. I think this is the first release of it too, from probably the mid 1970s, maybe even early 1970s. Original box, $3. This was a good yard sale. Oh, I gotta reach way back in here as they kind of rolled away on me. Fisher-Price Adventure People or Adventure Team set, $1. Another $1 for the old Tonka Super Beetle. Condition's not fantastic on it, but it's still pretty darn nifty. But this is what was kind of exciting. Bin marked video games, and it said vintage video games. What happens when you open it up? It is completely full of original 1980s Atari video games. So the original Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Warlords. Look at this, all in their original boxes. There's Intellivision in here too. And not only that, the Atari system, and I think the Intellivision system, yeah, the original consoles are still here for these games. So I don't know that they're all going to be in there, but what a cool set. Look, they have a slot car racing set, but it's even showing as like a space kind of Tron looking guy playing slot cars. When you're a space omnipresent sort of being and you have a giant slot car set, why not just stand around and play with your spacey slot cars? How much fun. Air Sea Battle, Asteroids. I remember having some of these when I was a kid too. The graphics, okay, maybe the graphics weren't the best, but there's something to be said about some of these old games. And to find them with the original boxes, that's really cool. But that's not all. Because this other bin is what I'm actually, well, the games were cool. Look, there's an old Spider-Man Whitman comic book, sort of like a little pocket novel. Fairly early too. It's a big little book. Beetle Bailey. Somebody drew a mustache on him. But look at this. 1970s and early 1980s Lego kits. And I've been assured by the gentleman who had these sets when he was younger that the pieces were there. He said he was pretty fussy. He made sure they all went back in this bucket. But what I'm going to do is actually go through this and try and build as many of these sets as I can and see how many are complete. And you would be surprised, complete Lego sets can be worth hundreds of dollars each if you can piece them all back together. And it looks like there's a castle, the gray castle set, which is the second castle set they made. We got the instruction book for that, and I can see the castle pieces. This will become a project. Maybe I'll delegate this to my kids and see how many sets they can build out of this. Really, really neat find, and I'll actually show you, hopefully, some of the assembled product later on. But that's not all, because when I left earlier, I actually couldn't put everything in the truck. I have to go back for a second load of stuff. And the second batch of stuff is actually pretty darn interesting. So back on the road, back in the truck, we'll load up and I'll show you the second round of things that I got. Like I said, today was a good day. Okay, I got everything back home, and look, for starters, I got this beautiful turn of the century solid oak. It's a file cabinet, but it's complete, it's working good, and I think that would actually look nice in our office at the new place. But while I was there, I found this. It's a turn of the century, equally as old as the filing cabinet, but it's a Michigan-made cash register. When you push the button, it works like a darn. So there's your bills and your coins. You can tell it's old because if you had bills, that was a good day. There's only one spot for bills in here because otherwise people are just paying with change at a candy store. Why would you have anything more than $1 when you're just selling candy back in the old days? Really cool piece, nickel plated, Very nice condition. So the smaller the cash register, that's the thing with cash registers. The smaller they are, the more valuable they are. So that's a good one. It's got the original marble top on it. Really cool piece. But there was another, we filled up this box while I was there too. It was so weird that they had a lot of records. I'm like, okay, James Taylor, One Man Dog, Sweet Baby James. I'm looking at it, and these are Japanese. These are, for whatever reason, there was a whole stack, and they said they didn't know anybody who traveled. These are all Japanese imports from the 60s. Chuck Berry, well, the Bob Dylan's not. Joni Mitchell, every single one of these. And you can kind of tell because they're, well, they have Japanese characters on them, but they're in a really soft paper sort of sleeve. And yeah, just so weird. I don't know why they had all these, but I picked every single one up that had the Japanese cover on it because they are going to be a lot more unusual and a lot more rare. Olivia Newton-John, Burt Bacharach, and then some jazz albums and stuff. So these are going to be a lot more unusual than your average album. So really, really cool stack of records right off the bat. Of course, more Lego. And look, this one has its original box, its original instructions. I'm hoping I might have my original haircut by the end of this. I'm hoping the rest of the pieces are in here. So I'm going to take this upstairs and have the chore of building this one tonight. I've said I was going to maybe get the kids to build the other ones. Well, I might build this one. There's also a 1959 or 60 Ford Thunderbird plastic car. And a 1950s or 60s bobblehead. And who is the bobblehead of? One of the Calgary Stampeders. His head's not screwed on straight. Maybe, there we go. That's a little bit better. Early ceramic bobblehead, made in Japan. This is definitely from the 50s. Really nice condition too. Very collectible for people who collect sports memorabilia. More desirable if they have a person's name associated with it, like a famous player, and this one doesn't. It's a piggy bank, it's a bobblehead. It's still cool. And a box. Oh yeah, but wait, there's more. Straight razors. And they're in here and they're in good condition. Going back to the 1900s. A World War II military picture. And it says Randolph McDonald. So there's a young fella there who looks like he was a pilot, maybe went RCAF. Nice vintage picture. And of course we have a old case that held Barbie in it. Let's just set that down. Okay, so we've got this Barbie case. I'm running out of room here. And if we open this up, it is really full. That looks like a Barbie grass skirt, all these little outfits. And what I've discovered, and I was never big into buying Barbie stuff, but the clothes and accessories can be as valuable in some cases as the Barbie doll themselves. So that's Skipper, I think, right there. Nice early Barbie. She does not have pierced ears. This is the older style head, but it's not, it's probably from the, 60s or so. So nice little assortment of Barbie dolls and accessories going back to probably the 60s. Oh, look, there's a aircraft production. Maybe that's from the fellow that was in the picture, the military. There was a few little accessories. Let me show you some other things that I got. There was a small assortment of jewelry and pins and stuff. This ring, okay, there's a ring stuck inside a ring. But the big ring here is men's. It's actually, it's got a big chunk out of the stone, which kind of sucks. But it's 10 karat, and that's a lot of weight. That's a heavy 10 karat gold ring. There's an RCAF button, and this looks like a silver, what does it say? Edsel East 55 licensed DS. So it's it looks like a military bracelet out of silver. more rings. And that's another military ring. It looks like it was solid silver too. So some of these will definitely need cleaning, but really nice to find a little batch of historic items like that. So from the toys at the yard sale to the beautiful old filing cabinet and cash register, Barbie toys, all sorts of stuff. This is a fun assortment. I'm excited next after this to go through and start putting together some Lego sets and just generally have some fun. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more episodes. We'll see you all soon, and bye for now.
Spaceship!